A very good morning to one and all. This is Shanmugapriya, the placement officer of the college. On behalf of Sri Shankarlal Sundarbai Session Jain College for Women, I take immense pleasure in welcoming our guest speaker for today, Mr. Santosh Kumar, who is currently heading business development at Lorman Technologies. He has spent over 2 decades in the IT industry, working in leading organizations like Cognizant, Tech Mahindra, Saipem, DHL, and NIIT. He has handled clients across Malaysia, Italy, UK, and USA. He is also a most sought visiting professor at business schools, handling courses on technology and management. He is passionate about engaging with young minds by volunteering with NGOs like Agaram Foundation, Nandi Foundation, and Putri. With no further delay, we welcome you, Mr. Santosh, sir, for today's topic, database business perspective.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Good morning, one and all. So we're having a good day. So in continuing to the yesterday's session, let's go ahead with the database. Let me share my screen. Yeah, is the screen visible?
Yeah, it is visible, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So continuing to yesterday, I gave you an exercise to look for something like September 1752, right? Did you get a chance to see that? Yeah, Abhi. Good. Let's wait for the answers from others as well. Swati, Asha, very good. Students, I want you to be interactive today. I want more participants. Good, good. Manimegalai. Gregorian calendar. Wow, good. So, okay. Can somebody unmute and tell me what happened? What you read it, what you saw?
Yes, sir.
Swarupa is not able to unmute.
Am I audible, sir?
Yeah, yeah. Who's this?
Swarupa, sir.
Swarupa. Yeah, go ahead, Swarupa. Yeah.
Yeah, sir. What I saw is there were two kind of calendar, Gregorian and Julian calendar.
Perfect.
So when they started to use the Gregorian calendar, there was changes like 11 days were ahead. So they vanished those days and this calendar was bought. This is Gregorian calendar and likewise I somewhat changed.
Good, good. Thank you, Swarupa. Anybody else would like to add some more points on it?
Yes, so shifting Julian calendar to Gregorian calendar.
First introduce, what's your name? Sorry, what's your name?
Myself, Abhi, sir.
Yeah, Abhi, yeah, go ahead, Abhi.
So while shifting Julian calendar to Gregorian calendars, 11 days skipped in September 1752. And Julian calendar was found by Julian Caesar. But now we are using Gregorian calendar, which was found by Pope Gregory. So found that there was a mistake in the Julian calendar.
Okay, are we still using the Julian calendar? As you both rightly said, our English calendar is Gregorian right now. Perfect. Are we still using Julian calendar? Anybody, any idea on that? You can see on the
yes,
chat
I
as well.
guess, sir. There
Sorry?
were only they have changed that 11 days, so both are same, I guess.
I understand on September 2nd, The king ordered to change the calendar, right? We started following this calendar. Very good. That's for the English one, right?
The example, Gregorian has used the Julian calendar as an example, and so he just changed the mistake. So he didn't invent the whole calendar. He just changed that mistake, and he did.
Perfect.
Since he changed, the name was kept as Gregorian calendar.
I understand that. But the point is very good that you understood what happened in September 1752 and what is Julian calendar, how did they change this and what came into picture. That's perfect, right? But the next question is, did anybody had more curiosity to understand what do you mean by Julian? What does this calendar follow? What is Gregorian? What does this calendar follow? What is the difference between these two calendars, right? Did you go into the next level to find what is it? That's the next question. Okay, let me add the point out here. All our regional calendars, right? Our Tamil calendar, the Ramzan, right? The Ramzan calendar, Muslim calendars, all the regional calendars, Telugu, Tamil, whatever, right? All follow what? Our lunar system, right? We have the Purnami, Amavasai, right? All the Kirtikai, based on the phases of moon, we follow it. So that is the Julian calendar. Julian calendar is based on the lunar system, based on the moon, right? Gregorian is based on what? Solar system, which has got 365 days. The earth takes around 365 days to rotate around the sun. So it follows what? The solar system. So there is a difference between this calendar and that calendar. And there is fraction of seconds. You must have heard about it, right? Every new year at a period of time, right? Once in a decade or so, we again change back our time, finding that there is a gap between the timing every year. The earth rotation takes some kind of delay or fast kind of thing. We accordingly adjust, right? So that year, on the span of 11 days, there was a gap, so they were supposed to do it. To make it more clear, right? We have Pongal, right? When do we celebrate our Pongal? On April?
On Jan 14th.
Jan 14th, perfect. Jan 14th. And Tamil, what is the month and what is the date on that?
Thai 1, sir.
Perfect, yeah. Thai 1, right? Thai 1, and on the same day, it is called English, it is called Jan 14, right? Assume that Thai 1, Thai 2, we are going to follow. On the next day, we are saying that we are going to switch over the calendar from Tamil calendar to English calendar. Thai 1 will be there, Thai 2 will be there, the next day will be Thai 16, right? That is what happened. So all the Thai, whatever, right? We talk about the regional calendar is following the lunar system, and the other one is following the solar system. So good. The point is, I understand that you students have good exposure to internet, you're able to use it, but to what extent do you do? Are you able to find each keyword, to understand to the depth of the level, right? That's what the exercise was about, kind of thing, because once you need to go into company, once you face some kind of troubleshooting issue, I want you to go to the next level kind of thing, instead of just stopping at what happened. I just showed you the screenshot, right? On my screen, you're able to see what happened. But what is the reason behind it? I want you to read it. I want to understand it, right? That's the reason we did this exercise. So coming back. So currently we are in the month of June, right? Can somebody write whose date of birth falls in the month? Anybody who's celebrating this month as a birthday can just type it on the chat. Is there anyone celebrating birthday this month? Okay, Abhi, what is your date of birth?
She has already typed it, sir. Jan 14th.
I'm asking the date of birth. Jan 14th was that, I think, previous one. September 9th. Okay, very good. And anybody else, Swarupa or somebody else? So, Abhi, the question is, okay, February 13th, Swarupa, right? Very good. And August 2nd, Priya. Priya, how many days are there in the month of August? You can type it. How many days are there in the month of August? Kritika, can you type how many days are there in September? Okay, August is 31, very good. September 30. Okay, now I want you all know MS Excel, right? So can you tell me the formula? How do you find the last date of a given month? If I say January, what is the last day? If I say June, what is the last date? If I say September, what is the last date, right? How do you find it? What is the logic? We all are computer-based students. We have technology, we have WhatsApp, we have all the internet facility available, right? But the basic thing, how to find the last date of a given month. Assume that we are in the month of June. 10 people join my company on 4th of June. 10 people join on the 14th of June. Another 10 people join on 24th of June, right? For the people who are joining on 24th of June, how many days salary should I give? So I need to find the last date of the month. June, it is what? 30 days. So 30 minus 24 is how many days? 7 working days. So 7 days salary I need to pay. So there should be a formula, there should be a logic to find the last date of the month. So again, yesterday as we discussed, right, are you good in finding the logic? Are you good in writing the formula, right? So that is where we are coming into. So not getting too technical, just going to the next one. Today's topic is database, right? Very good. Who's written that? Swarupa, we have to minus at the last multiple, I think so. Okay, I'll tell you the answer later. Okay, coming back. Now let's get into database. Okay, so database, the first question would be what? What is a database? Can somebody type it other than the people who have been regularly interacting with me? What is database? Okay, anybody can type it. What is database? A database is a collection of information that is organized so that it can be easily accessed. Very good. Ilakya has written it. Collection of data. Very good. Okay, Priya, that's much well in detail, right? So we understand it's a collection of organized set of information, right? You know what is data, what is information, and when it's organized, it's called database. Perfect, perfect. Thanks, Varupa, and thanks, Abhi, Shweta as well. Okay, the next question is, why do we need a database? And as you already stated, right, it can be accessed, it can be managed, it can be updated, right? So for any kind of front end, you want somewhere, as I told you, right, what is the date of birth? The date of birth has to be stored somewhere, then only you can retrieve it, you can see it, right? That's the reason we need a database for future, any kind of business related activity. Okay, what are the data types? Can anybody unmute and tell me what are the basic data types? Oh, okay, first tell me what are the basic data types? Data types in SQL. What when you talk about database? Yeah, go ahead. Very good. Who's this?
Swarupa.
Yeah, Swarupa. Yeah, go ahead. Tell me what are the basic data types?
Integer, string,
okay.
float.
Okay. Okay. What else?
Double.
Okay. In string and character are part of it, right? Character, single character. String is multiple characters. Integer is without decimals. Float is with decimal, right? So that's all subset kind of thing. So basically numeric, alphanumeric, date and time, and the fourth one will be logical or Boolean, right? Very good. So Priya, you have written almost everything, right? Floating point, everything good. So let's take a resume. Once you have your resume, once you share it to me, I need to do a data entry into my resume tracking system, right? So what is the data do I find inside? Your name, right? I have yes, Priya, who is 1 BSc Computer Science, right? I have Abhi K or Swati Sri Balaji, right? That's your name. So first name, middle name, last name, right? Whatever I want to split it. So that becomes what? As you said, it becomes a string or it becomes a alphanumeric. Or the best example for alphanumeric is alphabets as well as combination of numeric special characters. That's an email address, right? What does email address contain? Your name, couple of special characters like underscore, @ dot, all those, as well as with numbers if you want to have it. So that is called alphanumeric. That's one of the data type. And in your resume, only numerics. What are they? Do you have any field which talks about only numbers in your resume?
Phone number.
Very good. That's phone number. Anything else? Your
Numbers, marks.
Perfect. Your marks. And these comes as what? Numeric values. It could be with floating or without floating, right? Very good. And when you say about percentage and all, right, that's formatting. You put with a comma, you put with a dollar symbol, with a percentage symbol. That's the way you want to display it, right? CGP is normal, percentage is something different, the way you display it. But again, Priya, date of birth is not part of numeric. Date of birth, it comes with a minus sign, it comes with a slash sign, right? You cannot have like today's what the date 17/6/2021, right? If you have slash slash, it gets divided, right? So you have alphanumeric separate, and what you have numeric with decimal, without decimal separate, and the next one is date of birth with time, without time. When you go to your organization, when you have a punch card system, right, you put your thumb card, your ID card, you give your in time, out time, what happens? It comes with your date with time or without time. So it is called date, whatever format. It's again, it could be MMDDYY format or DDMMYY format. Okay, and the last one is the gender, which we say, right, male or female kind of thing. Or willing to travel abroad? Yes, no. Are you flexible to work on night shift? Yes, no. All this are what? It is Boolean or logical value. So these are the 4 basic data types. Okay. So what is database we saw? And the last question would be, where do we get this data from? What is the source? The source is the input devices you have these days, right? What are the input devices you have these days? The basic is the keyboard. Somebody keys in all these values, somebody types in, fills up the form. That's one thing. Second one is you have radio buttons, you have check boxes. What do? You have a mouse pointer. Using it, you click on it, click on it. These are the basic 2 input devices. When you go to supermarket, what do? What kind of input device do they have? What are the other input devices available for based on industry wise? You can type it. Yes, you can. Very good, Swati. It's barcode. Barcode means you have the lines on the product, right? You can just scan it. That's called barcode scanner. Very good. From where you can take the inputs. Anything else? Date of manufacturing is the data. But what are the scanning devices? Barcode scanner is one. What are the other? Biometric. Perfect. Biometric is used for eye scanner, thumbprint scanner, your finger scanner. Very good. What is the full form of Deepika? You have written QR code, right? What do you mean by QR? QR. QR is known as quick response, right? These days we go with the QR code, right? We have the Paytm, or you have all multiple apps, right? When you go to any shop, they have an image of that. You can just scan it and do the transaction. That is called what? QR scanner. Very good. So these are the source of input devices through which you can get the data. Okay. So this is on the first level. So again, let's go to the case study. Yesterday, what we discussed, we talked on IRCTC, right? I'm continuing the same example. So I have a database since 1999, which is almost 20 years plus, right? 22 years I have been having the data. You know the number of tickets being booked per day. It's lakhs and lakhs of tickets being booked per day. So again, lot many tickets are getting cancelled also per day. I have day-wise count, right? Per day, I have 10 lakhs tickets printed. I have around 1 lakh ticket cancelled. I know when is a peak season, right? When is a peak season? During the Pongal time, right? We all go to our villages. So January, or what do you say, during Navaratri, right? People keep on traveling. There are many Bengali peoples out here. They go back to Kolkata. There are many people from different states. They keep going, right? So that's a peak season. I know when there is a rush hour kind of thing. What are the peak routes? Many people go to Tirchi. Many people go to Tirunelveli. Many people go to Delhi, right? I know which route is the travel most on during what slot. So that becomes my peak routes. And there's something called peak day. All the 5 days are not same for me. Monday, I have many population coming back to Chennai, right? And Friday night or Saturday, based on the BPO job, night shift job, day shift job, what happens? I have a peak day and people return back. Every weekend, there's a travel kind of thing. So I know for the last 20 years, what's been happening in the through IRCTC database for the 2 decades. I have a huge collection. I know what is happening, what is happening, what is happening. I sitting at the counter, I sitting as a IT manager, I can provide you this data. Today, you are going to be as what? A strategic manager for me. You are the station master. You are the railway head for me, right? So now you tell me, based on the 2 decades of data, list the various new or alternative strategies based on this huge data set? What can you do? What kind of solution can we provide? Can you think and tell me? When you have something like this, a 2 decades of data with the railway, with the peak book tickets, cancel tickets, season routes kind of thing, what kind of strategies can you follow? I want you to help me improve my business. I want the passengers to be satisfied. They should like my travel, right? They should like my offers I give kind of thing. What is that we can? Or there are competitors in the industry, transportation industry. Somebody will enjoy the benefits, right? As you rightly said, who is that? Swati, right? January, April, Diwali, right? You have multiple seasons when there are private buses running kind of thing. So they enjoy the market share. How can we benefit using that? What kind of strategies can we bring in? Yeah. The girls, can you deep dive, think and tell me what kind of strategies based on this data you can come around? For a particular route, trains we can avail offers. Okay. Visualize, very good word, visualize. That's again technical kind of thing. I want something from the business perspective. It's like something like MIS report, right? You have the data points, you have some kind of trend analysis. Good, all these data is right. I want to give me the strategy. How are you going to, what kind of offers? Again, railway doesn't provide offer, I think, or offer us for the, obviously IRCTC has a couple of offers for the tourism, right? Or let's give an example of December and Jan, people go to where? Sabarimalai, right? For Sabarimalai, we can give that offer kind of thing. Obviously, you must have seen it if you're part of the newsletter, right? If you're receiving it, you must have seen, right? All the, what's it? Lord Shiva's, Tirthasalam, right? Kasi, Rameshwaram, those kind of things. Badrinath, Kedarnath, all those places you'll have a combined offer with the travel, with the stay, because IRCTC has tie up with both the hotels and the travel. Very good. Any other? That's why I told you new strategy, or it could be alternative strategy. That could be some kind of issues, loopholes, small things which you need to on day basis see it, right? What is that? Okay, let me give you a hint. Number of tickets cancelled per day. Based on this, can we come with some kind of strategy? If I see that on a particular route from Chennai to Trichy, right? On some day, on a particular week, or the 4th week, or the 1st week, or the 2nd week, right? Some kind of this one, if I'm able to sense the data that there are too many cancellations. 1st week, there are too many cancellations. 2nd week, 3rd week, it's okay. Again, 4th week, I see too many cancellations. Why? In the IT company, let's take an example of IT company. IT company, they have a target of release every month kind of thing. So on the month end, the people have to deliver something to the client. But if they're not able to meet the target, what will they do? They cannot travel. They have to cancel the ticket. They have to continue working during the weekend, right? So that could be the reason. But as a IRCTC guy, I may not know the entire story behind it, but I sense that there is a, there is a amount of people and there is a chances of large cancellation. Then what will I do? I'll increase the number of waiting lists. Why? There are chances that 100 cancellations can happen and 100 waiting lists can get into confirmed by the time the chart is prepared. Okay, so that kind of strategy is the RAC number, RAC 1, 2, 3, 4 till 100. Is it that consistently for all the trains, all the routes, all the slots? No, that varies because based on the number of cancellation, based on the number of bookings. So there's a logic behind it, keeps on changing based on the routes and the travel. Are you able to understand this? How a business works? How does the data? How the data gets stored? Based on the data, how do we visualize? How do we see what kind of things we can? Very good. Thanks, Swati. Thanks, Avi. Very good. Okay. So this, I think I gave you the explanation to some level. The next one, I want you to think. Again, we are taking the example of the bank, which we discussed, the ATM machine. Let's take an example. Okay. Our college, right? Assume that next to our college, there is an ATM machine. It's there been for almost 5 years. It's been there. The bank who owns it knows that number of transactions on each day. Monday, how many transactions? Tuesday, how many transactions? Sunday, obviously the college is closed. It's a market area. Maybe the market people can come. Multiple reasons, right? Who is the consumer coming? So the number of transactions on each day. cumulative amount withdrawn each hour. When is the peak hour? In the morning 9 o'clock, what happens? During the lunchtime, what happens? During the evening, late evening 6 o'clock, what happens? During at night 10 o'clock, what happens? Each hour have a statistic report which says that cumulative amount withdrawn each hour. Cumulative amount withdrawn each day. Okay, as you said again, it's a holiday, it's a public holiday, it's a band, it's something, right? What happens on these effects? Peak time slot, when is it? Peak week, when is it? Can you guys, when is a peak week when there's a huge queue in the ATM? Peak week. Which week is it? First week of almost every month, right? That's perfect. Now, why? Because everybody gets a salary deposited in the bank. So what do? They need they go to the ATM, withdraw a specific amount. It could be 5,000, 10,000 based on their, what is it? The routine expenses, right? To pay the grocery shop, to pay the tea wala, whatever, right? You have multiple commitments, pay the rent, pay this, pay whatever, right? So newspaper, so you have to withdraw a particular amount. You want to renew your train tickets, you want to renew your train pass, bus pass, whatever, you need to withdraw it. Now, can you come with new strategies, alternative strategies for this? What kind of solution can you provide? At least in WhatsApp, right? It says that somebody's typing, right? I sense that somebody's thinking, typing kind of. In this chat, I'm not able to sense that. Whether you're thinking, whether you're going to type or it's blank, I'm not able to feel it. Okay, just give you a couple of more seconds to understand, think what kind of new initiative. Okay, couple of years back, maybe a decade back, right? When the ATM was launched, right? Can you repeat? We have to, okay. So Abhi, and to all the benefits of everybody, my question is that okay, we are from the bank, we have an ATM deployed next to your college, and we have this data of the last 5 years. Number of transactions, cumulative amount each hour, cumulative account each day, what is the peak time slot, what is the peak week, right? So peak week, we said that it's clearly what? First week of the every month, where people, after they get the salary deposited, they go to withdraw it. So this is very clear from the data, the trend, the graph, you have everything. Now, as a bank, I want you to tell me the various strategies, various what kind of solutions, what kind of additional things we can provide to this. Okay, yeah. Somebody raise a hand. Is that? Can you unmute and speak? Yeah, it's okay, Shivani. Yeah. So what is it? And I gave you an example, I gave you a hint that a couple of years back, one bank came with a new strategy, making it as a unique selling point for them to attract more people to come to their ATM and withdraw money. There was this one, right? You have to go to your own bank, right? If you're from HDFC, you have to go to HDFC. You're from Axis, you have to go to Axis, right? You cannot go to any other bank. If you go to any other bank ATM, what will happen? You will be charged something, right? But when that got released kind of thing, and there was a scheme that you can go to any ATM, at least first 5 transactions free kind of thing. At that point of time, there was one ATM bank, one bank, which came with a unique selling point stating that what. So, okay, again, the same question, the first week of the month, you go there to withdraw money. How many clicks do you need to make? How much time do you think that it takes to withdraw around 10,000 rupees from a bank ATM? You have to insert your card, type in your PIN number, say it's a savings account, then almost 10 minutes, perfect. So then you have to say what the amount, right? 100, how many zeros? It takes time because everybody is not so much educated, right? People cannot memorize it, right? So you have to be very clear clicking that. and there could be that so many amount is available, not available on the ATM machine, then it gives you out, right? So it almost takes a couple of minutes to do that. So even if you right now go to the ICC bank website into the ATM, this one, right? There they have new features coming in on the new initiatives on the this one, right? They have something called, you must be able to see on my screen, ultra fast cash withdrawal option of a prefixed account. What do you mean by prefixed? Every month I have a habit of withdrawing 5,000 rupees. I have a habit of withdrawing 10,000 rupees. You have a prefixed amount style, right? So you don't have to click that so many clicks kind of. Once you put your card inside and just click on this ultra fast cash, what happens? Your 5,000 is out immediately. What does it do? It reduces 40% of your transaction time, which is, as Swati said, 10 minutes, 4 minutes time is reduced. So within 6 minutes, if she can complete, it will be benefit for the people standing behind you, right? The number of people I can service within 1 hour slot. That's my goal, right? I have a turnaround time. I have a SLA. You must have heard about SLA, right? Service level agreement. What is the, how many services, how many quality services, how is the quality I do within a span of time? 1 hour, what is that I do, right? Number of people I handle. So ICICI Bank has come with something called like this. And what is the new initiative? If you heard about it, even for the visually challenged people, they have specialized ATMs. Even for the visually challenged people, they have specialized ATMs which comes with a head plug kind of thing where people clicking on it, they should be able to hear it and based on that operate. Okay, so it's gone to the next level. So your data, again, we'll go to that. So data was only to start recording things at the initial stage. Now the recorded data has become as a business generator form. How do I work on that? So team, are we very clear on these two? There was a real case study on how does a IRCTC work, how does a bank work, right? Now let's get into, okay. Now, before I show you the next slide, I want you to tell me from the technical, what are the keywords you remember when you learn something on the database? When the database chapter was going on, right? You must have gone through a couple of keywords, right? I'll give you an example like master table, transaction table, right? Can somebody randomly type around 10, 12, 15, whatever keywords? I want each one to give one keyword at least. What do you remember? What have you heard when you're going through the database subject or the chapter? Need me a little fast. Transaction table, good. Okay. What else? There are 76 participants there. I would like to say very good. Create. Keep going. Okay. Primary key. And that's rhyming kind of thing, right? When you say primary key, foreign key, you have all the composite key coming in. Delete, add. Very good. Insert. Don't go into SQL commands. Come out and talk on the terminology. What do you do? How do you do kind of thing? Concept wise. What is this feature? What is this? What is we have group by joins? Okay. I see only the top 5 people talking as a team. I want other people to also at least on these kind of things, right? I want to show that you yourself feel that yes, I know something, right? I want that satisfaction level. I want others to also give in the chat. Go ahead. Yeah, very good. Join, alter. Come to the concepts. I'll give you example again, commit, right? When you have transactions going on, you have something like commit the transaction, rollback transaction. To that level I want, not to the command level or the syntax level. What are other things? Okay, again, let me give you an example. You must have heard, right? The railway used to print the confirmed ticket chart and paste it in the train, right? Now they have stopped it actually. They used to do it in the trains, right? And for that, we need to provide our what? Government ID, which is our Aadhaar card, our PAN card number. And if I provide this Aadhaar card number, it gets printed on the chart and gets displayed on the coach. And there have been many messages on the WhatsApp and other social medias going on that anybody can see my Aadhaar card number and start misusing it. It can be even if it's gone to the terrorist level, It's more very critical, right? But what can I do as a passenger? The system asks me for a government ID. I need to provide. I have one passport, I have one Aadhaar card, I have PAN card, I have driving license. I need to provide any one of them, right? I do it. That's what I can do. I cannot go and say that I cannot provide. It's a mandatory. I provide it. The other side, for the railway, to find the uniqueness of each passenger, he says that I want the government ID. So when you travel, like cross-verify, right? So he collects it. So he is doing his right job. I'm doing my right job by providing the data. The TTR has a chart. He sees it. And when the passenger is traveling, he says, show me your government ID. He cross-verifies it and says, okay, correct kind of thing, right? But there is a loophole. This data should not be visible in the open chart. People can misuse it. Okay, if I remove on this also, somebody can take a snapshot of the TTS chart paper, right? And it can be misused kind of thing. So who has the capacity, the skill, or the thought process to come with a solution to close this? Temporary numbers can be allotted for each Aadhaar card, like a rule number. Again, that will be extra, right? ID should be there kind of thing. Based on that only we have the census count, right? Temporary ID should be there, but people cannot remember or it cannot be recorded, right? There'll be too many of data kind of thing. So Rupa, that's one point, but still it's not so easy or feasible. Okay. Actually, coming back to our own this thing on the database, you must have heard a couple of keywords, right? Checking from that. Have you heard something like data masking? Do you remember that? Data masking. What does data masking do? If you know, type yes, and then you can think and type a big whatever sentence. If you don't know, you can directly type no so that I can go ahead and explain it. What is data masking? It's a private, protected public. Okay, Abhi, hiding original data, right? What is data masking? Hiding the original data. So assume that my PAN card starts with alphabet A, something, 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 and ends with number 2. So I have given you my data, which is correct, but there is a set of data which is hidden, right? That is called masking. Masking is you're not showing the real data, you're hiding it. Perfect. Okay, well, who is it? Abhi, Kirtana, Swati has said that it's hiding the data, right? So this is what has been suggested by the IT guys to the railway, right? So that's what we are looking for. I want you guys, you people to think to that level that data is there, database is there, but what is the security? What is the data privacy? There are a lot of things being talked on that, right? How can we come up with a solution? These are very basic things. We have learned it, we know it, but right now it's not triggering in our mind. We are not able to idea, oh, this should come here. That wow factor is not coming. So now what they did, even I have ICICI Bank, what is it? I have the monthly statements coming in, right? I have Airtel, what is it? I have been getting the Airtels in bill, right? When the bill comes, what comes in PDF format. When you're supposed to open it, what does it say? Give the password. What is the password? First 4 characters of my name and the last 4 digits of my year of birth or mobile number, whatever, right? So this kind of combinations they use is it. So this is you need to mask the data. What do you mean by masking? Show the first letter, show the last letter, hide all the other numbers. So what happens? You must have seen in this couple of this one, right? Mobile numbers when they say 9840 star 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 star. What happens? They know what is the series, but they don't know the last numbers kind of thing. So that's called data masking. When that comes into picture, what happens? The TTR has the report which says Santosh starting with A, ending with 2. He sees my PAN card. He says, oh wow, it's matching. Take done. It doesn't need all the data. It's just to authenticate, right? So to this level can you get? So I'll show you what is there on my screen next. So what are the things? You must have heard all these words, right? What is archive? What is backup, catalog, commit, concurrency, consistency, data type, durability, encryption, right? Index, internet, IoT, right? IoT, the current trend going on, IP address, JDBC, ODBC, joins you've written, locking, masking, which we talked about, metadata mirroring, network, NoSQL. Yesterday we discussed on the MongoDB, right? That's part of NoSQL. What is optimizer, port, portable, protocol, replication, result set, rollback, scalability, server, SQL synchronize. Okay, timeout. Timeout, you must know, right? What is timeout? When multiple transactions are going on, you will lock it and unlock it, and there will be a session timeout, right? Transaction logs, that is more important because of, we'll talk on this in the next slides. Okay, so these are the keywords. We know all these things, but when to use what is the critical out of it, that is what we need to understand. Okay. Okay. Now, what do you mean by automation? I have a manual process, I have a setup, I have a company, I have a startup, right? It's manually going on. When I try to bring a software for it, it becomes what? Automation. So automation, what really happens? Automation, I have a computer, right? Even in our college, you should be having it, right? We have a computer. What do we do on that? Type the leave letter, type the bona fide certificate, we do it. We just type it, right? It's a standalone. It's not on the internet. It's not connected to multiple things kind of thing. It's there in the office or somewhere. We just go there. And transactional entries, right? Which year student, who came for this, what happened, right? Everything happens kind of thing. So it's transactional entries, record the transaction. So I'm talking about a very old system or a very small setup kind of thing. It's a desktop. What do you mean by desktop? Standalone. I have a laptop. It's not connected on the internet. It's not connected on the network. It doesn't have any server kind of thing. It's individual. I have something in a system. I do it only for me. It's available only in my artist. Other people cannot access it. If they want it, they have to take it through the pen drive, right? Resume. Let's me give an example of resume, right? What do you do with the resume? You open your laptop, you type it on your this one, and you close it, right? It's available only in your place. It's not on Gmail. It's not on Drive. It's not everywhere kind of. So that's called what? Desktop application or standalone application. We say it. What does it do there? We just record all the transactions. What happened? What's happening? You told about tally, right? Yesterday. What do we do there? What are the debits? What are the purchases? What are the payables, right? What do you supply? What do you purchase? You keep on recording and recording and recording. Once the recording is done, what do you happen? We try to do a periodic status report. What is periodic? Last 1 month happened. What last quarter? What happened? Right? You do a periodic reports. Ad hoc queries. What happened to this customer? How many they need procured from this guy, right? So these kind of queries can be done. What is this called? Automation. Are we clear? Next one is, now let me go with the hotel experience one, right? Now, we all know what is a restaurant, right? From a kitchen, what are the ways food can be served to the customer? Okay, I give you an example which is called table service. What do you mean by table service? You go to a restaurant, sit on a table, the table number 8, you sit there, you order the food, you get the food, right? So that is called, one of the services called table service. There are multiple services like this, right? I want you to list down the services where you pay first and then eat. Or there are services you eat first and then pay. Can you list down what are the services available in a restaurant? Self-service, very good. Self-service is what? Pay first. Self-service, you buy a token, right? You pay, you buy a token, then go for it, or someone else brings for you. Okay, very good. Swarupa, what else here? Many other services? Be little fast. Home delivery, very good. The parcel service, home delivery, what happens? You order it, you pay it, then only you can start eating it. Very good. Any other? Someone will take orders and he will bring. That's a table service I told you. There's a waiter who takes the order. Have you heard about room service? If the restaurant is attached to a place where you can stay, right? What happens? You'll have a room number. You will order it. You can eat it, or you can go to the restaurant. You can eat it, and then you won't pay it. What do? You tell the room number. They will tag the amount to the room. So once you check out, or weekly once, whatever, at that point they will get the billing, right? So what are the other things? Parcel service, as you said. Have you heard about fast food, or what is it? Counter sales. Fast food is there. So you have to pay you have to buy the token and eat. What else is there? Buffet system. banquet halls, multiple options, right? So these kind of options are available in the hotel industry. So now when I talked about the desktop application, right? I have a standalone system. It's only my laptop without connecting anything. The next generation when it came, it became what? Client server architecture. What do you mean by client server? Let's assume that I have a hotel inside your campus. Okay, so it's called Santosh Restaurant. There's one hotel inside your restaurant, and only I'm selling it to you and not outside, right? So that was a individual desktop application kind of thing. I had a system where I do the billing and just sell it to new students, right? So that was internal. Today I opened a branch in another place. What happened? I have a client server application. What does client server application do? It becomes multi-user. Means what? There can be multiple waiters entering it, multiple building system going on. I have a first floor, I have a ground floor with the AC room, non-AC room, right? And a family room, whatever, right? I can have all these kinds. That becomes a multi-user environment. Multiple devices are there. People carry devices, okay, multiple devices. And I have a centralized database. You know what a centralized database, right? You have distributed database and a centralized database. So I have a centralized database, which takes care of all the food items available in my entire hotel transfer. And all the transactions again anyway gets recorded, the records keep happening. And now what do I need extra? Audit logs, because when there are multiple users, I need to do what did Swati do, what did Kitna do, what did Sweta do, right? I want each person's individual set of transactions. The overall says there were 10 sales done, but who did 2 sales, who did 8 sales, right? I want to understand that. Who did 0 sales, I want to understand that. So that's called what? Audit logs. Audit log says which user, how many sales, what is the amount, what does he collect, right? So to that, I want the audit logs. And again, there will be reports. And now what happens? The MIS report. What is the MIS report? How is the AC hall doing? How is the non-AC hall doing? Which is bringing me more business. Again, coming back, the same one, right? The peak cover, non-peak cover. I cannot keep the AC on for a long time, right? When there is no usage of it, I need to switch off the AC. It's better to put a, full-fledged single AC, or should I have a individual, the window AC or a split AC kind of thing? What is much better? Which will be my cost optimization, right? I need to see from that aspect. So this is what is called what? Client server architecture. Then I came with something called what? POS. What do you mean by POS? You must have seen it in our MTC buses, right? When you say I want a ticket, what does he do? He has a device, he clicks something 101. What is 101? Central to Tambaram. When he says 102, it is central to Gindi, right? So with the same number of keypad, some kind of combination is able to say from to and from, he keeps on changing it, right? So that is called point of sale system. If you go to the ration shop, even in a ration, he says 101 is rice, 102 is sugar, 103 is palm oil, right? So that keypad combination is called what? Point of sale system. So that we started, I'm talking about the history kind of thing, what happened in the restaurant industry. There was a table booking being done through the telephones. You had the SMS, email notifications coming in, multiple payment methods, invoice generation, kitchen management, food menu on your order management. So this is the way it started booking. So through the telephones, we got all the table booking, right? So this is what we said, right? So you had multiple, you went into multiple outlets, right? One was inside, one was outside kind of thing. You have a different location. Now you started doing the kitchen management. Why do you want to do the kitchen management? It's not really required for all my outlets to have kitchen. Couple of them can have only the electric based micro ovens or heaters kind of thing. The real kitchen is not required to be, because I'm space conscious, right? Why should I invest in all the restaurants? So what do? If I have one center in Adyar and the other one in the same Adyar or 3 roads apart, what will I do? In the first center will have a bigger space with a bigger kitchen. He will produce and ship it to my nearby next restaurant, right? So that kind of kitchen management started happening in the point of sale system. Then moving ahead, what happened? I went into ERP. What is ERP? We said enterprise resource planning, where I had multiple other things also getting captured into my system, because I need a supply chain management, because I have multiple suppliers now. I directly go to the market and procure it, or I have a sub vendor who procures it for me and supplies it to me. And there's a product planning. What do you mean product planning? I buy salt in packets, right? So I consume it in tablespoons. So how do I map it? Because you must have heard about in the inventory, right? There's something called what? reorder level and quantity reorder, right? When the salt level goes beyond this, I need to place orders, right? You have a quantity level kind of thing. So that is taken care in the product planning. You have the payroll management, because since I have expanded with multiple outlets, what happened? I have a huge set of staff. How do I do the payroll management? What is my business analytics, supplier interaction, financial accounting, inventory, CRM, HRMS, right? All these keeps into play. Because I'm not only in one core inventory and only in recording the transactions. I've gone to the next level. I have multiple outlets now. Which outlet is performing good? How many employees are there? How can I swap it? I need to do the entire thing, right? I have a supply chain management. Everything has to be integrated. I cannot be isolated separately kind of thing. Because once the inventory has this one, right? Inventory triggers, the CRM has to be. When the CRM goes on, the product planning has to take care. When the product planning takes care, the supply chain management has to go on, right? Everything is integrated. Are we clear till here, guys? Good. Others?
Yes, sir.
Good. Thank you. Moving forward.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What are the next one? Since I gone into ERP at again couple of years back, right? It was inside my premises. What do you mean by in my premises? I had a hotel. That's my core business. Keeping it in Adaya city in Tiruvannur, it's quite costly for me to have a square feet of whatever, right? 200 square feet, 300 square feet. It's quite heavy cost for me. But on top of it, I had a 10 square feet, 10 by 10 square feet for what? IT servers to be placed. I had a IT infrastructure. I had a couple of computers, electricity, AC. I had two people sitting, Swati and Abhi sitting as IT managers for there, right? To do the troubleshooting, to fix it, the networking. That's quite costly for me. What I need to do for that now? Move it to cloud. Move it to cloud in sense what? I don't have to maintain it. The hosting guy, the ISP, right? What is it? Internet service provider. He takes care of it. I go to Amazon. I go to Azure, right? Microsoft takes care of it. I don't have to maintain this because everybody has their devices in hand. Based on that, if I click on it and connect it, he gets connected to Gmail. He gets connected to ICC Bank. Right? He can connect to my point of sale system as well on the cloud. I do not have to have it as an infrastructure. I do not have to have it as a system or the software licensed and procured into my. I go based on what? Pay-per-use model. You must have heard about it, right? In cloud, we have something like pay-per-use model. So if today I have 2 centers, in lockdown I have closed 3 centers, I have closed it. If I closed it, what happens to those licenses? What happens to those computers, right? So now what happens since I moved to cloud, if I close the outlet as well, what happens? The number of users, number of things comes down, and my investment on the IT also comes down. That's pay-per-use model where we talk about the scalability of use, right? So that's what we are going to talk here. So what is it here? All these point of sale systems are available in desktops, touch screens, and PDA, right? What is PDA? Can somebody type it? What is PDA? You must have seen it in Anjapar and all, right? All those people use it. They have a device in the hand. As if when the waiter comes, he takes all your order, right? That order taking is called KOT, kitchen order ticket, right? So that he enters in a device. That's called PDA. What is PDA? Now it's gone to smart mobile as well, but earlier it was a different specific device. PDA is personal digital assistant. Okay. Perfect. Who's that? Kirtana, right? Personal digital assistant, Ilakia. So now, since I had moved from ERP to the cloud, now I have a whole lot of scope in this. What is that I can do? Food and beverage costing. I can find out in Domino's, should I give, what is it? With Domino's, should I give, what is it, Pepsi or Coke? I try to negotiate on the costing. Then I say that food and beverages, what can be packed together, what can be sold together, right? Food menu engineering. What do you mean by food menu engineering? What are the North Indian dishes? What are the South Indian dishes? What are the innovative things I can provide? What are the snacks time? What is the pizza time? What is the time after IPL match, right? At 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock, what do you eat? When you have a full night, whatever, right? 2 o'clock, if you come after the night shift, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, when you come back after the Eastern time zone, right? In US, what do you eat? I know the entire thing. So I have a food menu engineering. What time slot, how many people are here, what do they eat, right? Purchases and stores inventory, right? That's because we have the supply chain management, right? We have a customer relationship management. What do you mean by customer relationship management? How can I give a personalized? I want something. See, Abhi has been close with me for last 2 days, right? I want to give something special to her. How can I do it? I have known Abhi for last 2 decades, kind of. Every morning she goes to what is it, Panagal Park, right, for jogging kind of thing. What she eats in the morning, I know that. I have been seeing her since last 5 years. When she was a child, right, when she was coming with her father, now when she's coming with her friends, I know what is her eating habit. To that level, individual, I know what is happening, right? You must have given your mobile number, right, to all the stores, right? Whenever you go to Big Bazaar, they have your mobile number. When you go to Spencer's, when you go to what is the Green Friends, right? Wherever you go, you're identified by your mobile number. So I know you personally. I know you personally. Now, as somebody said, right, we can give offers for the railway, right? Now you tell me what kind of offer can I give you here? I know your habit of spending. When you come with your friends of 2 people in the morning, you spend around 200 rupees, 400, or even 500 you spend sometimes, right? When you come with your family, it is almost 2000 rupees. So what kind of offer do you want me to give you? Okay, let me give you an example here. Assume that I am the hotel manager. For the table booking, I'm getting a call from your college that around 10 girls for celebrating birthday, they want to have a lunch booking slot at 1:30. So I get a booking this one for your college students, right? That's first one. Second one is there's a Muslim family who calls and says that we are a family coming, we are going to have lunch at your place, we want to book a table of 10 people. And there's a corporate who calls and says that we are around 10 people, we are coming for a business lunch. Okay, at 1:30, all the 3 set of people have already come. College students have come, the Muslim family has come, the corporate people has come. Now there's the first table of 10 which is getting vacant. Tell me, whom should I give this slot to? College students, the Muslim family, or the business people? As it is first come first serve, right? First book who booked it, the students booked it first. Second was the Muslim family. Third was the corporate, right? Very good. So you have the LIFO and FIFO model, right? The systems alerts that the students were the one who booked it first. But I, as a hotel manager, I can press escape button. I can say cancel. I can go based on my preference. What would be my preference as a hotel manager? Whom should I give the preference to? Because I have been in the hotel industry for so many years. I know the data. I know the database. What are the parameters I'll be looking at? 2 basic parameters. What are they? The amount you will be spending. The second thing is the amount of time you will be sitting. Now, as a student, you tell me, are you bunking your classes and coming to this hotel? If that is the case, obviously I could get around 2000 rupees, 3000 rupees from you. But what is the time you're going to spend out there? From 1:30 to, it could be till 3:30, 4 o'clock, 2 hour slot for just 2000 rupees. The Muslim family, what is the money I can collect from them? Everybody is non-veg eaters, right? Everybody is non-veg eaters. They'll have a good non-veg kind of thing. What is the amount I can make? Much bigger amount. What is the time they will take? Obviously, it's a family. They will do gupshup. What will happen? Again, it could be around 2 hours kind of thing. But what about corporate? They have a deadline. They have to go back to office by whatever 1 hour slot, right? They also spend a good money. So based on these strategies, I give the preference. Understood? So this is how the database works kind of thing. Database is not only for recording, it's for strategizing. How are you going to do it, right? Coming back. So we have membership and loyalty program. So as Swati said, 10 to 15% I can give you on the discount. Swati, I'm ready to give you the discount, but not on the money which you're spending, right? I'm sure that I'm going to collect 2000 from you, right? When you come with your family, you're going to spend for 2000 rupees. I will not give you discount on 2000 because that's my way I make business, right? I don't want to, என்ன சொல்றது வரலட்சுமி வேண்டாம்னு சொல்ல மாட்டேன் புரியுதா? I'm sure that I'm going to get the 2000 rupees. I will say no, and the no சொல்ல மாட்டேன். So what I'm going to do? I'll provoke you to go to the different section where I'll give you offer. I know you haven't gone to the ice cream section. I know you haven't gone to the pizza section. I know, right? I've been seeing you in the section you haven't touched. When you go to Big Bazaar, you go to garment section, you haven't gone to the footwear. I will provoke you to go to footwear where you'll get the discount. Not on the garment, because garment is where I'm making business from you on every month or every alternate month. So wherever money is coming, I'll never stop it. But in addition, I'll give you offer to provoke you to go to the segment you haven't gone and where I can make more money. Got it? Very good. So similarly, even this Amazon's, everybody gives you offer saying that next 15 days, I want you to do the second transaction. First transaction, I'll not give you discount. That's a normal offer, whatever we have it. But in personalized way, what I do is, when you buy a 2,000 rupees, I'll give you 200 rupees gift voucher. This 200 will not be detected right now. It will be detected in your second transaction within the next 3 months, 6 months, right? I'm locking you. This is the way we play the business game. Okay. So coming back, I know what is a membership, what is a loyalty management. And now we have interfaces with multiple tallies. There's a simple I wrote you. Obviously, you have it Swiggy now, Sodexo coupons and all are there, right? We have the Swiggy, we have Dunzo, we have multiple parties, third parties, right? We get it integrated with them. And now we have a head office module. We have a MIS. It's advanced MIS going on, right? Now what have we next gone into? Big data. Can you imagine what big data is going to do now? Big data is going to talk into all these aspects. The sales. We have gone into something like B2B business and B2C business, right? We have been doing it on a different scale, but branded ourselves as a big player and we have gone to B2B. For sure, I'll get a revenue of so and so. I can for sure say that July, even in this pandemic, there are many big hotels who are running good show, right? How are they doing it? They are supplying food to Rajiv Gandhi Hospital. They are supplying food to airlines, right? Whoever is coming from airlines, whatever, for the international flyers, what do? They come and stay in touch, quarantine rooms kind of thing. They have provided good food, right? So have a B2B business every month, either one. I have a fixed customers coming in. Even in this pandemic, we have a good business going on, right? So we have automatic data collection, waste control management. That's the great thing. It took me around 2 decades to come to this level. I was bothered about money. I was bothered about selling. I was bothered about all those things. Now I understood how to control on the waste, right? So I got into what? Waste control management. And there's a runtime live chart going on. It's like our share market, right? Which hotel is doing good, which branch is doing good, which food is doing good, right? I have a live chart going on kind of thing. Increase in efficiency. Each center, know which kitchen is good, which sales is good, which business, what is it, which track, right? As we talk about the food, right? Room service or the delivery boy service or the delivery boys, I had it on my own. I used to have my own delivery boys. I used to pay them to go and deliver without charging the customer for the petrol, right? Now what is it? Completely stopped. I have tied up with Swiggy. Swiggy is doing that for me, kind of. Okay, there is a different strategies going on. That increase of sales is increased a lot. Customer from the new customers, as I told you right now, Rajiv Gandhi Hospital is my customer. The airport, whatever the transit going on from there, all the airport airlines passengers are my customers. Are new customer acquisition, new engagement, new loyalty programs, right? You are a repeated user, frequent flyer, whatever frequent this one, right? I have those kind of on segmentation. So are we clear till here? How is data providing business back to the business owners? The data has been collected for last 2 decades. Lot of data is there. I know what is the trend, what is the analysis, what is it. Now it's gone to the prediction and recommendation system, right? You see it in the Netflix and this one. And once you watch a movie, what's happening? So that is the way we go for it. And now this is the final slide. I think you must have heard about this, right? What is this? Can somebody read it? This is part of Cloud Kitchen, which is in Chennai. This is Hero Home. You know what is hero, right? Hero, hero. If a female is a hero, it becomes Shiro. That's the way they have pronounced it. Shiro Home Food. Homemaker to home chef sounds awesome. Earn money by cooking from your home. You don't have to start a restaurant. You don't have to set up something infrastructure kind of thing. Whatever you're good at, 1 or 2, 3 dishes, right? Just name it, put it, and these guys will sell it for you. Prepare you in your kitchen for 5 people, for 50 people. What is your strength? Do it. This is called Cloud Kitchen. We have gone to that level. So guys, are we clear to here? So I'm done with the restaurant. And I think I have one more slide, right? So this is on what's happening with the database across the industries, right? You must have heard about the Swati murder case, a couple of things going on, right? But this, if you talked about or seen, right? EGMO stations has the number of central station and EGMO station, right? The number of CCTV cameras. Tomorrow I'll be touching on this because this is part of the technological trends, right? So I'm not going deep into it, but what is happening based on the data, based on the different, this one, right? How are they doing it on the big data side? Everything is captured out here. Second one is data analytics for the smart railways. Even to the seat allotment, right, in the railway, right, it is happening through kind of data analytics. If a female between the age of 25 to 35 alone is booking for the ticket, which seat should be allocated, right? If it's a senior citizen of 60 plus, 70 plus is booking a ticket, right, which seat should be allocated? It would be the first coupe or the last coupe next to the toilets, right? So that at the night, they don't have to walk from the 23rd seat to the toilet kind of thing. If it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 kind of thing, what happens? It's just 10 steps ahead, right? So for these old peoples, what is the first preference we should give? For females, if she's alone female, what preference should we give? If it's a family, so those kind of aspects, those kind of analytics has gone into the picture, right? So data has taken a big impact on the business, new strategies to come in. Indian police, right? They have big data to predict the crime. It's gone to that level. And again, on the crime rate, right? Delhi police, what are they doing? Okay. So any questions till here? I'm done. And I have a last slide to show you for tomorrow's one puzzle, this one kind of exercise I want to give you. Yeah. So any questions?
Guys, if you have any questions, please post them in the chat box, or you can even unmute and ask your questions to sir.
Thank you, Abhi. Surupa. Okay. No doubts. Sounds good, yeah. I'm making very clear. Okay, let's take it in the positive sense. Okay, coming back for tomorrow, right? To continue, let me tell you, IoT. You must have heard about it. IoT is called what? Internet of Things, right? So similarly, there's something called IOMT, Internet of Medical Things. Okay. Now the medical industry and pharma industry is growing at the speed of 300 to 400% growth is there. Okay. So I want you to have a look into this, and a couple of, instead of me presenting many case studies, right? I want you to discuss and talk or reference couple of citations on this. Okay, what is it? Internet of Medical Things. Okay, IOMT. Okay, looking forward to hear from you on these, right? Not IoT. The IoT is gone to the extension of IOMT for the medical, on the health tech industry. I want you to visit a couple of sites, check what is happening in that. And tomorrow we are going to discuss, and I want you to give some references on this. Okay, so I'm done, guys.
Okay, girls, any questions? Any questions? If there's any questions, you can very well type it in the chat box. Okay, sir, I hope there is no questions. Thank you very much, sir, for the excellent session for today. It was so practical oriented. You made everybody to speak, and compared to yesterday, today there was much participation, I think.
Yeah. I do not want to make it too technical. That's the reason I took it like this. The very much interactive. Thank you, ma'am. Yeah.
We had so many sessions so far, but it was a one-way communication. This is the first time technical session which is happening, so interactive with the case studies yesterday you handled, and today some practical examples.
Thank you.
Start of the session was very good. You gave context, set the context yesterday itself, and started with that today. And of course, our students have done some homework also. So I'm glad that at least they've taken some effort. Thanks a lot for that, sir. So let's catch up tomorrow, but on a different timing tomorrow, sir. It's not on.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah. So 11:45. So probably tomorrow we'll catch up by 11:45. And students, please do fill the feedback form which is posted in this chat box before 12:30 today. Please do fill in that feedback link. And tomorrow it's a different timing.